Costco just reported earnings. They beat on top line, missed on bottom line. Stock price right now down about 1%. That's where it's been since the announcement. So earnings per share, $5.08 was the expectation. They came in at $5.29. That's a pretty significant beat. Expectation for revenue, $79.91 billion. Guys, think about that for a second. That's in a quarter. They came in at $79.7 billion. Operating income of $3.04 billion versus an expectation of $3.95 billion. They beat on operating income. Now, let's pull up, and you can see we're still about the same, down about 1%. If you go to Twitter, or not Twitter, it's called X now. There's people saying that Costco is going to go back to 500. Let's see, what did they say about their hot dogs? Nothing about the hot dogs. I know that I didn't see it in the press release. They actually said they were going to do their $5 increase on memberships, which is pretty interesting. They do it every 7 years, I believe, and it's coming around that time. So let's see what they had to say. For the 16-week fourth quarter, the company reported net sales of $78.2 billion, an increase of 1% over the same quarter last year. So that's good. And this was a very interesting report that I was waiting for because I think I said this in a video earlier this week. Costco is one of those companies where people go and spend more now to get bulk. And I was interested in seeing, based on where we're sitting in this economy, based on the credit card debt that we're seeing, are people going to still do that same thing? Clearly they are. Let's go down here a little bit. Net income, like we said, was $2.35 billion, $5.29 compared to $2.16 billion of the same quarter last year. So you can see that quarter over quarter to 2023, much better. They operate 891 warehouses. That number is ever expanding. Their e-commerce, to me, I shop on Costco.com all the time. I mean, Tim's shaking his head that he does too. It's so easy. It's free shipping. I mean, I have ordered items that have had to come freight. They get delivered. There's a problem with them. They come back. No questions asked. I had a TV once that I ordered from them. Came in, sat there for a couple of days. I plugged it in, worked for 3, 4, 5 days. All of a sudden, the screen just went berserk. They didn't even ask any questions. Came back, picked up the TV, brought me a new one. It was pretty awesome. That was all Costco online. So they're going to be doing a press conference or an earnings call at 5 p.m. today. That is about 40 minutes from right now. Now, here's what I wanted to come down and see these numbers. So membership sales, net sales, the membership fees. The membership fees, $1.5 billion. That is a lot of membership sales. 1.509 from the same point last year. So that is pretty consistent. Not a lot of growth in that space. Merchandising costs a shade better. Now this all strips out. If I'm not mistaken, it strips out gasoline because of the fluctuations that happen. It's almost like if you talk about CPI, it strips out food and energy. If obviously they don't strip out food. Is there anything else in here that I found interesting? Not so much. Let's go and look at a couple of things from the company. So this is a company, and you can see, so down only about 0.5 percentage point right now. I'm curious to see where this ends up tomorrow. This is a company that I would like to own at some point. What that point is, I don't know. You can see it's on my watch list here for 400. That probably needs to be revised upward. I bet I put that thing on there 9 to 12 months ago. And as value is created, obviously my stock price is going to go up. So I wouldn't be surprised if this was somewhere around 575 to 600 now, but it's still a little bit rich. If we just come down here and just look at a couple of things, PE, about 60, 5-year PE, 73. Now the profit margin is increasing. So if you look at this this is something that I really like about Costco and something in the grocery space, not that they're totally in the grocery space, but these margins are definitely grocery. If you look at something like Sprouts Farmers Market, kind of a niche store, 4.5%. Profit margin. If you look at something like Kroger, closer to 2%. And this is kind of the average for the supermarket industry. Now, again, not that they're a supermarket, so that's probably why they're really closer to 3%, but you can see 2.59 over the last 5 years, increasing. You could tell that profit margin is increasing. That is a really good thing. But at some point, they invest their money well. Let's see, do they buy back shares? I hope they don't. No, this is great. And to me, this says something about management. And these guys, they had Charlie Munger that was saying that they were one of the best companies out there. They have the best ethos company out there. And still, even listening to somebody like him, They're not buying back shares. And with a 73 PE or 50 PE or whatever, I don't remember which one was which, 5-year or trailing 12-month, you should not be buying back shares here, and they are not. And my other favorite thing about them, let's go to the dividend, because I want to show you this real quick. When it comes to a dividend, they pay a very measly dividend. Actually, wait a second. Why do they pay a dividend? Dividends paid. I'm wondering if this is a special dividend. What I was going to say is Costco is notorious for paying a special dividend, saying, all right, we're going to give everybody $10 a share once every 3 years, whatever it is, when they have cash. I'm curious to know if this is, well, it says 2.24%, but it does say that there's a forward dividend, which is interesting. I'm going to have to go see if that changed, because I always like their special dividend, but I'm looking at this right now. Basically $9 billion out of a free cash flow. What are we doing here? What are we doing here if that's the case? Why don't we just go here, look at annual reports, see, let's go to the 10K from October and do a quick search of dividend. All right, let's click through here. Dividend policy, share repurchase in there. No, they don't have share repurchase. Okay, just flying through here. Dividends. Following graph is, so I don't see anything yet. In April, the board of directors approved a 13% quarterly cash dividend. So that was April of 23. Oh, okay. Well, I don't really like that. I like what they used to do. They used to pay a special dividend. So they would literally pay, here it would be 0. This would be 0. And they would come out and say, once every 3 years, we're going to give our shareholders $10 a share. And people would be like, oh my God, I need to go buy Costco because I need to get paid that. And usually they did it in such a quick time frame where the person that wasn't around for the announcement couldn't get the shares. Let's see what the stock price is doing. Down about 0.75%. Let's see if Twitter is doing anything crazy. The most important thing to me is the hot dog thing. And I said this stat yesterday. Guys, this is from Costco. I don't know. They sell more hot dogs in their 891 stores in a year than every single Major League Baseball stadium combined. That includes Dollar Dog Night at a lot of places. Not that those are good hot dogs, but oh my God, that's unbelievable. That is absolutely unbelievable. I think it's like 100 million hot dogs or something. I've only had one once. Do you like them, Tim? Love them. They were kind of smoky. But listen, when I look at this earnings report, and I think this is the appropriate reaction for the stock because, frankly, they came through. They beat on earnings per share. They came in right next to expectation on their revenue, operating income. They beat. I'm interested to see what they're going to say later tonight, especially that they're going to be increasing their prices. It's going to be interesting to see, are people going to get rid of their memberships next quarter? Because there is that $5 increase. I personally think no. I have a membership for the sake of going to get gas. That's it. I mean, I do shop at Costco, but it's probably less than 10 times a year. But I go and get gas pretty much exclusively from Costco. So guys, if you like videos like this, if you like these earnings reactions, instant reactions to really anything that happens in the market, please subscribe to the channel. Comment below if you love Costco. You guys have a great night.